Alright, so the mic quality of this video will suck. I'm aware of it, and I'm just asking you to completely deal with it because in this video, I'm going to be giving you the best 12 minutes of sales page sauce that you've ever received in your life so that you can start actually creating killer sales pages for your clients as a growth operator, IPGA, freaking AI growth partner, whatever else you want to call it. So I'll just get straight to the point, no time to waste. So we'll be covering the sales page foundations, which consists of six things. So first, we'll be covering the customer awareness level. So essentially, how aware is your customer? So this is the kind of awareness that your customer has when going to your sales page. So once they land on your sales page, how aware of they are of your product, how aware of they on your offer, on your service, and what you're essentially selling. So for Iman, for example, he's selling. He gets people or people who need money. They see online business as a great option. They see SMMA as one of the best business models to start. And then the only way to start an SMMA or a profitable SMA is to educate. So after they get straight to educate, Iman makes money. So you can't be selling a dropshipping offer to somebody who has no clue about dropshipping. At the same time, you can't be selling a business agency scaling offer if somebody doesn't have a business. So however, if they on your product, on your concept, and then tailor your sales page to however of they. So if your customer doesn't know anything about dropshipping, make your sales page about dropshipping. And then this ties into the next step, which is the golden opportunity. So the kind of opportunity that you're providing for your customers. So you're essentially selling the concept, not the product itself. So, for example, you're selling funnels, not click funnels. You're selling SMMA, not educate. You're selling dropshipping, not a stupid dropshipping mentorship. Because once you nail this golden opportunity down, then you can nail down the next step, just big domino statement. So if you believe, so the domino statement is something like this. If I can make people believe that new opportunity is the key to XYZ desired results and can only be achieved through XYZ vehicle, then all other objections become irrelevant and they have to give me money. So, for example, even Gutsy with his educate offer. If I can make people believe that SMA is the key to financial freedom is only attainable through educate, which is offer, then all other objections and concerns become extremely irrelevant and they have to give me money. Because once you nail this big domino statement down, you can destroy their limiting beliefs. Because they can't believe in your offer, they can't believe in the concept that you're selling or the golden opportunity if you don't remove their limiting beliefs. So these are the limiting beliefs that limits your customer from buying your product or taking the next specific action in your sales flow. So these limiting beliefs have to be destroyed at all costs because they only get in the way and hinder the customer journey process. So the first step or the first type of limiting belief is a vehicle. So these are the limiting beliefs that they have about the thing. So the thing that you're selling, your process, which is your system, your framework, your blueprint, your framework, whatever. Next limiting belief is internal limiting beliefs. So limiting beliefs they have about themselves. So they don't believe in themselves enough to actually make money. They don't think that they can do it on their own, etc. The last limiting belief, type of limiting belief, is external limiting beliefs. So these are limiting beliefs about external factors if it wasn't already obvious enough. So for example, I don't trust your system because this is a vehicle limiting belief. This is not trusting your system. An internal limiting belief is everybody else is doing it, but I can probably do it. So everyone else is succeeding with it, but I can probably succeed with it. So you have to move the internal limiting belief. The market is too saturated, everyone else is doing it. This is an external limiting belief. So you have to make that so that your sales page delivers a message where the market is not saturated if you just come into my mentorship and buy my offer, buy my course. And finding the perfect solution, which is you're essentially framing your offer as a perfect solution to their biggest problem and make it essentially as the bridge to the gap between their current state and desired state. So I just made this quick doodle over here for this video. So the current state, which is where they are at right now, their desired state is all the way to the end, which is where they want to get to. And then the gap is essentially their bottlenecks, their limiting beliefs, their problems, their obstacles that are hindering their progress and limiting them from getting to the desired situation that they want to. So you're essentially making your offer as the bridge to cross this exact gap. So you're helping them cross the gap with your offer. So that's your perfect solution. And finally, urgency and scarcity, because there's no reason for them to buy your offer without you giving them a specific reason on why they should take action now, not later, now. So, for example, you could say 10 spots left, limited time offer, only taking 3 clients. So now that you've nailed down the sales page foundations, you can move straight to the sales page checklist, which consists of 8 things. Number one is the big results. So there's the kind of transformation from A to Z that you'll get them with your offer. Next is the big problem. So what exactly are their biggest problems, obstacles, and bottlenecks that are limiting them and keeping them in this current situation? Next is the big desire. So what they actually want, not the transformation that we're giving them, but what they actually want. So for example, dropshipping offers, dropshippers want a winning product. They want to find winning products that actually make them money. And your transformation will be getting them from A to Z, from $0 for dropshipping to financial freedom with dropshipping. Next is a perfect solution. So this is the exact vehicle you're using to take them from problem or current state to the desired or desired state. So the future is the transformation. Five is the process. So the steps or the system that you'll be using to take them from you'll be using to take them through. So this is the what, not the how. So you, for example, for a copywriting offer, you'd essentially say, number one, we'd set up systems for you. We'd set up training systems. We'd train you on how to become a killer copywriter. Number two, we'd give you our free outreach systems or outreach methods so that you can actually sign a high paying client. Number three, we'd then teach you how to actually service delivery for that client and fulfill your role as a copywriter and make bank. So that's essentially how the process will work, the process on your sales page. Next is the failures. So you're going to essentially explain why similar vehicles didn't work for them, but why yours will specifically work for them. So you have to explain why yours will work and why the others, your competitors' vehicles won't work. Next is the risk reversal. So this is the guarantee or what happens if your vehicle doesn't work for them and how you're going to keep them safe. And finally, the urgency or scarcity. So why should they take action now? And now that you have the sales page foundations and you have the checklist, there's no use if you don't have the building blocks on how to actually create a real sales page. So number one would be the headline or the promise. So your headline would essentially act as a kind of hook, essentially as a kind of hook to get the customers to continue reading your sales page. And finally, next would be the VSL or the video sales letter, where you'd be selling them on your offer through video format. So similar to Iman Gatsi. Next is the CTA, which is the kind of buttons that you have. It could be, which could be a direct call to action button or an embed, whatever it is. And next is the WTF or who this is for. So who this is for? You can be selling a dropshipping offer to freaking copywriters. You can be selling a agency offer to growth operators, or maybe you can. Next up is the process. So this is your system. Six is the offer stack. So this you're stacking up offers. So for example, I will be giving you our proven systems to get XYZ result, and this system has about $2,000 value. And afterwards, we'll be giving you freaking our 7-figure community that would really cost you $5,000, but now it just costs $50 because we've stacked all these offers and yada yada. Next is the testimonials or the social proof. So this is just social proof on why they should trust you. Next is the reciprocal guarantees, and finally, frequently asked questions and objection handling. So the software is to actually build your funnels are ClickFunnels, Framer, Webflow, Card, Google Docs, and Notion. I extremely recommend ClickFunnels because this is good for beginners. It's completely free and it's extremely easy to use, and you can probably get started on making killer sales pages and sales funnels with it as soon as possible. Next is Framer, which is what Eman uses. Also Webflow. This is what you can use. This is pretty much paid, but you can make some pretty stunning, sick UI design sales funnels, landing pages, and sales pages on these softwares. Next is Card, which I don't really recommend to beginners. Well, well, I actually do recommend these to beginners, but it depends because ClickFunnels actually is much better. And then finally, Google Docs and Notion, you can literally host your sales funnel anywhere, sales page anywhere. And finally, to end this video off, we'll be analyzing Motion Matt's funnel in like 3 minutes. So let's just get straight to it. In his sales funnel, he has a VSL, which we can obviously see, and then finally his headline. So here he's calling out his direct, damn, that's so big. He's calling out directly who he's targeting. So e-commerce owners, e-commerce store owners, and dropshippers. And then his headline. So discover how I can guarantee. So this is risk reversal guarantee. How I can guarantee you 30K per month, 30K monthly recurring revenue in the next 90 days. So he's essentially helping e-commerce store owners and dropshippers from zero or whatever else their current position is to 30K monthly recurring revenue in the next 90 days. So this he includes a time frame. And then step one of two, which is watching the video below, which he essentially just calls them to watch his VSL or video sales letter, and then the CDA, which is his type form or his quiz funnel, and then some social proof on results. So we can see that he's made over $36,000 for somebody. He's also made $18,000 for somebody, $39,000 for somebody, $15,000 for somebody, and 10,000. My bad, I said dollars, but oh wait, this is actually euros. Yeah, 10,000 euros for somebody. So in his typeform file or in his quiz file, he needs their first name, the last name, and then their email, and then they get straight sent to the next phase. And after all that, he has another CTA, which is the same CTA that he used here, and that's essentially the end of his funnel. So I hope you learned something valuable, at least something valuable out of this video. As always, my name is Adrian Tan. I'm a 12-year-old entrepreneur growth operator. I'm using my personal brand to leverage authority and also help other growth operators while also being able to network and connect with top talent. And if you're a creator, coach, or consultant that wants to scale their business and you think you can trust me, then book a call below or